Okay. Whoosh. Just didn't want to start. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Cindy Daychuck here with Queen Bee Creations. What's new Wednesday? Everything new and happening in the shop this week. I do want to mention just to you guys, I don't think formal notice goes out for another couple of days, maybe Friday and Saturday with the newsletter. But you guys always for tuning in, bonus. There will be an IOD sale, 20% off all IOD starting Monday. So it'll go next week, Monday through Saturday, 20% off anything in stock. So it's not on reorders or anything. It's just in stock product, whatever I happen to have here, 20% off. So if you've had your eye on something, this is a good time to be able to pick it up. I usually only have 2 IOD sales a year. I'm not sure if that includes Black Friday or not. Maybe, I don't know. So this is one of the big ones. I think maybe 3. So I think Black Friday, now spring, and then one maybe end of August, beginning of September-ish, in around there somewhere. So first sale of the year. There you go. So that's happening. You guys get the scoops first, and we'll see how it goes. There's quite a bit of inventory here, so there should be a little something for everybody. Videos this week. So Monday's video was actually this. Now, I have been living in this since I made it, because as soon as I made it, we had a cold snap here, and it has been downright chilly. And so here in the shop, because it's so big and ceilings are so high, it's hard to keep it warm. I mean, it's warmish, but if you're here all day like I am, and it's a concrete floor, it gets kind of chilly. So I have been living in this. This is an old blanket. So what we talk about in the video, and I show you, is how I turned it into this. What's cool about it is that there is enough height that you can make it into like a hooded element too. If you want it even bigger, then you just leave more of a shawl. You can certainly, undo the buttons, and you can just let it drape open as well, and just kind of wear it. It's just nice and snuggly, and it's just unbelievably cozy. You can make it less cozy. I've got obviously like the fleece lining with the outside plaid, by using a single ply blanket. You could belt it instead of using buttons. There's so many options that we talk about, but simple, and just really practical. So old blankets, and there you go. Today's video was all about making this from a little thrifted heart. This is in the shop now for $14. Nice, lovely little touch of spring. I get it's got the heart backing, so you can think of it for Valentine's, but I really think that it's kind of a little bit more, potentially all year decor, especially, in farmhouse or something like that. Friday's video, I think, is a dollar store Valentine's craft. So all elements from the dollar store, and just something else for Valentine's. I think I have another one next week, but I think I'm kind of wrapping up the whole the whole Valentine thing, unless all of a sudden something else occurs to me that I feel compelled to have to do.
Kathy Monk says, with that hood up, you might scare the customers away.
There you go. Yes. Well, especially if it's holding, I have like big staff poles here to be able to get, you can just kind of see I've got wreaths really far up. So I have like one of those big long reaching poles. So if I had the hood and I had the staff, there you go. That could be scary. Okay, new stuff this week. Let's kind of take a look. It's a little eclectic, which is what I love. I love that it's a little bit of a lot of different things. So first up, just to get it out of the way, is this kind of 2-tiered um, chicken wire and wicker basket. So $14 on it. And I just love kind of the farmhousey feel of this. So whether you're using in the kitchen with fruits, whether you are using it in your craft room and you've got all kinds of yarns and ribbons, using it by, the fireplace with different potted plants and I mean whatever you want to do. Certainly it could go outside with plants in the summertime and things too. So a lot of practical elements to that. I love a nice picture, and that I love Portugal ceramics and pottery. And this is just such a nice, fresh, simple design. You gotta love the light blue. It's $16. It's got kind of the double rib design, but just picture this with, like in the summer with a bunch of peonies in there, or some of your florals, just nice and fresh. I mean, obviously good as a water pitcher or drinks pitcher in the summer, that sort of thing. Just a lovely decorative color as well when not in use. So I love that. This guy, I had a couple of decorative wooden fish that were bigger than this in the store. And rather than the copper metal, it was more that corrugated metal roofing, that you see, that were for the fins. This has got real copper for the tail and the fins, hand painted, hand carved for $12. Finding a spot for things. Now this guy, okay, super cute. She actually is a piggy bank, and she's got the rubber stopper. She is in great shape. So no real chips, no cracks or anything. $14 for her. And I did a search for her. I could find a picture of her, but she was at on a smokehouse, a pork smokehouse website. So they obviously were collecting pig memorabilia to scatter throughout their restaurant and stuff. And she was part of that. I have a pair of, what's her name? Pioneer Woman, Lee Drummond. So Pioneer Woman mugs with the turquoise interior, the florals on the outside, both in the same pattern for $13. Just taking a look here on stuff. Okay, this guy, let me show you this guy. So this, I actually have two wooden cookie molds. This one, the thistle mold, is really traditional for shortbread, like doing pressed shortbread cookies. I did see a similar one in a similar size on Etsy for $54, which is crazy. This is $9 in the shop. I don't know, maybe the other one was a more detailed carving, perhaps, but cookie mold for design on cookie molds. This other one that I have is also $9. This one is also, I thought it was going to be a butter mold, and you could certainly use it as a butter mold if you see the depth of this, but it turns out it's Middle Eastern cookie mold. So obviously a particular kind of cookie, but I thought it was a butter mold. You could certainly use it for either, or just cool decorative purposes, certainly. But yeah, just happenstance, two wooden cookie molds. There you go. Go figure. These are a set of 4 pottery, handmade pottery coasters. They're all slightly different designs, but they all kind of coordinate. One of them has a little chip. just a tiny chip up here. If you see that tiny little white spot, I did take a closer picture of it on the website so you could see, and I did take a pic of all 4 of them so you could see the different designs and patternings. $6 for the set of them, and they are felt backed. I love coasters that aren't manufactured looking, right? That aren't on everybody's. So I really loved that design. They're kind of a nice size and work well. I have another Bunnykins bowl in the shop. All my other bowls had sold out. This one is like a lovely little sloped bowl, and this is actually kind of scooped out on the edging too. So this is a much older design, and it has pictures of them kind of chopping wood. They've got a campfire and a tent going, so it's very much like a camping scene. So $12 for that guy. And this is a brass. I was trying to think, what metal is it? So enamel on brass. And this is seen with a big branch coming across and 2 big bluebirds on it. It does have the hanging hook. If you wanted to hang it, you could certainly use it on a tabletop as a trinket dish. But lovely enamel on brass for $8. These guys. So a set of 2 for $13 of these matte yellow, big kind of cappuccino mugs. They're just a glorious size. They've got these cute, just raised round dots on them. So just a lovely, simple design. I love that they're kind of in that matte, right? So it's not overwhelmingly bright because of them being shiny. They're just kind of in that lovely matte and just a nice large size. This is an E.O. Brody milk glass oval bowl. It's got a quilted diamond pattern finish. I did see this one online for $20 was the lowest price that I saw. I think that was on Etsy. I have it priced at $9 in the shop, but just a nice, lovely, practical milk glass piece. Nice as well, seeing something different than just, like the goblet kind of size and shape more than anything else. I have a set of 2 Laura Secord egg cups. I've got them priced at $7 for the pair. I did find them online, and the lowest price I saw them on Etsy was $26.
That's US too, isn't it?
I think I usually try and switch it over. It was originally US, but in Canadian, it came out to $7 for the pair. I mean, they're just really cute. They've got the little bunnies and the typical Laura Secord look. And they're signed Laura Secord at the base. But $7 for a pair. Much better pricing. Okay, I do have a set of 4 of these little vintage, they were calling them cognac glasses. They've got a straight lip at the top. They've got raised kind of bullseye bubbles finish on the outside. These guys were on Etsy. So I've got the 4 of them for $16. They were on Etsy for $50. These vintage guys. And they each have a little raised pattern there saying 1/8 of a liter. I do see that this one has a little kind of smooth chip out of the one edge, so I'll update the listing for that one. But I think for these little vintage guys, it doesn't detract from them in any way. This is just what it looks like. I'm calling it a bird canister. You've got the birds on the outside. The back is just the extended floral branch. You've got the bird finial on the top of the canister. It's just kind of a nice, simple little storage piece, decorative piece for $9. This egg cup. So this egg cup is a Crown Ducal of England piece. It is really old. It is also apparently very rare. Now, two things about this, apart from being stinking cute. So look at that patterning. It does have back here 2 indents, which are for, originally it would have had little teeny tiny salt and pepper shakers that were almost egg shaped that sat in those 2 little depressions. This one also, and I took a close-up pic of that too, is on this neck, it does have a repair. So that explains why this is $7, because if it had not been repaired, it would have been in the 40s. And if it still had its 2 little things with it, it was well over $100. So it's just really kind of a lovely little decorative piece. I mean, it's still functional. You could still use it for eggs if you wanted to. So nothing saying you couldn't do that. This guy is an English rose, is a pattern. It's just kind of a lovely cream colored dish with raised vines and florals. Not really in a rose pattern, but this is called English rose. So there you go. And it is it's from Verdici. It's fine porcelain, and it is $8. You can go there. Turkish spoon rest. So this is a hand painted Turkish spoon rest. It's got raised dots that you can feel in the patterning along the edge and as part of the design. And this guy, I have it for $7, but it's on Etsy for $26. I think $7 is reasonable. It's very pretty, isn't it? Lovely detailed design on that. Now this is a Sky McGee piece, and she does a lot in the cream lace pattern, which is what this is. This is a little fairy light. So you put your little tea light. I would do a tea light. You could do a small, tiny little candle, but typically for a tea light, and then it's got all of the cut out pieces to be able to shine all the light through it. And these little guys are called fairy lights. And this is in the cream lace by Sky McGee for $7. I have a set of 4 of these lovely bake shop ramekins. Check this and check out the patterning. So it's got all of this raised leaf and floral design along the pink base. So it's got the pink and the cream. They're just super cute. Large size ramekins, which, I would want for creme brulee. If I was making creme brulee, I want them nice and deep like this. Otherwise, I'm eating 2. But I do like large muffins. If I'm just making some muffins, I just doing this. If I'm doing like baked eggs or shirred eggs, I use them in the ramekins as well. So I quite honestly use things like this often. I include them on charcuterie boards as well with, maybe like the red pepper jelly or, tapenade or things like that. So I have the set of 4 of these for $11. And these are like brand spanking new. There's no wear on them anywhere. Last up, I think, is this lovely original painting. Now, this is a painting done in 1980 by Mary Royce. And I knew, you guys, if you follow me, you know that I suck at knowing flowers. I can identify daisies, buttercups, roses. carnations.
Which is that one?
Maybe iris. I knew that these were irises, but it's really well done. You know how irises always have that kind of that brown papery element. She's captured that really well, you know, just under the stems and things and with the buds. So um, original, signed, double matted. It's been professionally painted, professionally framed. We even have their card. And she had actually painted this for John and Dawn Morgan in the 1980s. Okay, it's Joan and Dawn Morgan, Joan and Dawn Morgan. I don't know why you don't have this anymore. This is what happens when people downsize their parents, I think, is that they don't recognize the value of maybe like original art or don't appreciate it or something. But it's, I lose it. It's $40, which is an awesome price for something like that. I mean, the framing alone would be over 200, quite honestly. So if you took it into a framing house, if you took that original painting in, 200 if they were having a sale on frames. So don't underestimate the value just because I'm selling things off at a reasonable price. It's more, one, because I don't have a lot of wall space, but more importantly, I would rather that people are able to get original artwork for their homes, enjoy that without having to pay an arm and a leg, and just differentiate themselves from not just having prints, right? IKEA prints that are out there by the thousands. You have something that's original, that's one of a kind. It's kind of special, I think, anyway. And that's my explanation as to why we have a lot of original art in our home. I love that. And I think it's a byproduct of growing up with an art teacher mother and spending all of your weekends going from different art shows, but it kind of instilled in me an appreciation of artwork. That's why I like the handmade pottery so much and the hand painting and doing those sorts of things. I wish I was as talented as this myself. If you follow some of the videos you've seen, we're starting to do a little bit more watercolor journaling, working on developing some kind of skill there, but I definitely have an appreciation for those that have that skill. So good to take a look at some of the original artwork. I do show you some pieces, and then some of them I steal from my house. So I may have added some to my collection. When my son moved out, I had some bare walls again, so it was like, ooh, I can put more artwork. Thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Don't forget about the IOD sale starting on Monday. There will be some reminders coming up on the Facebook page and the newsletter. So if you subscribe to the newsletter, I always send that out prior to new sales happening, so you know when that is and you can take advantage of them. I'm trying to think, no word yet. Just so you know, there's no word about a date for an IOD spring release. I don't think it will be long until we hear something. I think that we'll be hearing something in February at least, whether that means that it'll be launched in February or in March. I think at the very latest, it'll be sometime in March if it runs true to previous years. I don't have an inside track on any of that. They do what they're going to do, but they've been pretty consistent in the past couple of years that it's been at least the end of February, early March, I think, for that one, because then the next one comes, I don't know, September maybe. Is there only two launches a year? 3 launches? I don't know. I lose track. Anyway, we'll know when it's going to happen. We'll know together. But in the meantime, we'll have the sale next week for anything that's in stock. And I'm pretty well stocked with a lot of things. So if there's something that you're looking for, probably have it. I can't guarantee, but probably have it, at least at the beginning of the week. Thanks as always for tuning in. Check out the videos this week, and if you want to make your own blanket. I'm calling it a blanket vest because what else are you going to call it? But I'm loving mine. I'm definitely enjoying the fact that I made it 2-ply and that it's extra cozy because it has been pretty darn chilly. But I think that I'm enjoying it enough that I may look for a lightweight, kind of fun and funky blanket to make another one so that I can go into the spring with it. Looking forward to seeing you next week, guys. In the meantime, have a great weekend and take care. Oh, YouTube doesn't like to start, doesn't like to finish.